Hello. Sorry. So today I'm cleaning up this house for my father-in-law, um, and they bought a house that had some smoke in it, so we gotta clean it up. And my job is to basically wipe down the floors, or not the floors, the walls, and try to make it not smell like smoke anymore. That's what I'm gonna do, and that's my hope, is that it doesn't smell like smoke. Not what my original plan for the day was, honestly. I did not want to do this, but there's something about work that's really fun. And I know not everybody's going to agree, but I will say there's something inside of me that makes me love work despite how hard it can be. Because work isn't always easy, but there's something to working hard that I like. Even if it's really, really physically exhausting, there's just some form of satisfaction that I get from working hard. Got a lot of cobwebs. I don't really want to dirty this up. But anywho, that's my job today. And I just thought I'd drag you along. There we go. I'll put you on the other side. Yeah, there we go. And I don't really know if this is going to get rid of the smoke smell, but I'm going to try. And I tell you, it smells better than it did before. And right now I'm just basically washing off the walls, because I know the walls really absorb smoke, like cigarette smoke. And it's really not the best thing, because you're basically smelling it in. Even if you're not smoking, you're catching it secondhand. And I don't want to do that. I don't want them to have to suffer through that. So here I am helping out. I'm just washing all the surfaces that potentially have the capabilities of having the smoke in it. In this house, when they bought it, I don't think they realized, but they had dogs and cats, and I guess my father-in-law didn't smell it. I don't really know. I wasn't a part of the deal making. I'm just here to help them with the aftermath. I guess that's what son-in-laws are for, eh? That's what we're here for. We're just here to help. But if you see here, look at all this. Look, this is This is nice. And this is dogs and cats. Probably more dogs than anything. But those dogs tore up this house. Would I have bought the house? Probably not. That's just my personal opinion. But I have some experience dealing with houses in the form of just bringing them back to shape. And I know some of you looking for fun content, but this is the reality of fixing up houses that are bad or not perfect. You have to put in this kind of work, the slow and tedious kind of work. And here I am, washing away everything on this thing. There's literally still dog hair on this. Anywho, it's not how I wanted to spend my day, but it's not a bad way to spend the day. I mean, it could go many different ways, but I'll take it. It could always be worse. Would you agree? I think it could always be worse. It really could be. Okay. Now moving to this wall right here. Let's see how we can angle this. Let me just angle it like so. Coffee break. Let's do a coffee break. Actually, I want my coffee. Yeah. I know I only started the live stream not that long ago, but I still want my coffee. Thank you for anybody that liked or subscribed. I appreciate you guys. Just taking you through life. Not every aspect of life, but a good portion of it. And man, I'm so annoyed. Like I'm not a professional by any means, but this is not real. I know this is not real wood, but I'm pretty sure it's vinyl, and I hate that I can see that they put screws in the floor. It's so ugly, so ugly. But and the only reason why I know this is because I had to do it for my job. We had to put in vinyl flooring, and we didn't put in screws. We put in a nail gun right at the edge where you couldn't hardly see it. But these screws are so obvious. I know people do it by themselves sometimes, and they want to save money and time. But man, that's ugly. I mean, just I know they try to pick some brown screws, but the brown screws they ain't cutting it, you know. All right. Anyways, I'm gonna get this wall now, and I'm gonna try to get the smoke smell out of this house, and hopefully it becomes inhabitable. Got the coffee, and it's my cheat day today, so I get coffee with cream and some honey. I ate some good cheese, some really good cheese, and today I just get to splurge a little bit. So get to do some work and get to splurge a little bit, and it's a good day. All right, let's get it done. Okay. All right. All right. Here's my squeegee. Beautiful squeegee, brand new. Let's see if it helps, really. I don't know if it's going to help. But I'm just trying to wash all of this. Like, there's literally some stains. And I imagine it's from smoke. But it's literally, the walls are stained. Smoking is bad for you, okay? Try not to smoke if you can, because one, it destroys your house. If you smoke in your house, it devalues your house. Two, if you smoke in your car, it devalues your car immediately. Three, if you smoke, it devalues your lungs immediately. Although your lungs can heal if you stop smoking, it will heal itself. Isn't it amazing how God makes us? How wonderfully He made us to, even though we make mistakes, that our bodies can still heal itself. I think that's absolutely amazing that our bodies can heal itself. That despite the mistakes, I thought I kicked over that bucket. I was like, oh man, there it goes. There, I ruined it. But anyways, it isn't amazing how our bodies can heal itself. It really, it just blows me away. You would have thought we were like Wolverine, you know, like just on a like the Wish version of that. Yep, we're moving around, trying to make sure we catch every corner and make sure we make this nice house smell better and do a good job, because what's the point of working if you ain't gonna do a good job? And you know, it didn't help that if you do it for your father-in-law, and if it's a bad job too, you're really not gonna make a good name for yourself. What's the point of you being here? I might as well go home and do nothing. Anywho, we're moving to the next location. It's not really a next location per se, but we're just moving from wall to wall, essentially. That's all we're doing. Nothing fancy going on here. If you like what you see, go ahead and like and subscribe so you can be updated on the next time I live stream. Generally, I live stream every morning during my workout or after my workout, whether it be the run or it be the lift or the kettlebell workout, whatever the case is, that's what I'm on. I like to talk about, like, I don't do gaming, so if this is not your thing, if you're into gaming, then you might go find somebody else. But I just do real life, because real life is way more interesting than games could ever be. You know, in video games, they can't even replicate some things. And and if you've done any kind of video gaming or you know anything about programming or coding or any form of anything involving imagery, when you're making video games, it's hard to replicate facial expressions. It's just hard. And you can't replicate the smile. Not on a game, at least. Because, like, from my understanding is whenever your character is moving, they can't replicate your emotions, your what do you call it, your facial expression. So a lot of times when you're playing the video games, you're just like this, and it's just a dead face, and it's just like you can do better. Life is more interesting than video games, more interesting than anything. Life is the biggest game. It really is. And if you put some effort into it, man, you could really be something. You could really do something, you know? And, you know, for me, it took a long time to even get out of that rut of games because games just seemed like the way it was like an escape for me, you know? And I know maybe other people can relate to this, but it was an escape for me. Whenever things were hard in life, I would go play video games. And the truth is, video games, it's a liar. Games are a liar. Except for real life. Real life is the only thing that is the only game that really is real. All right, I'm gonna make you guys taller. All right, cool. So my father-in-law put in some new lights right there. They're really pretty. He said it was like $80. But I told him, you know what? You're investing in your house. You're investing in your future. You're going to increase the value of this house by putting money into it. You can't make anything worth anything unless you put value into it. And if you want something to be worth more money, you got to put money in. Yeah, you really do have to put money in. Because I was thinking about time. You can put time in, but time without materials, you got nothing. You could do a lot of effort, but if you don't have materials, then it don't mean nothing. But anyway, I'm enjoying this. I mean, this is not like the kind of work that people like enjoy watching. It's not very even aesthetically pleasing. I mean, to me it is because I'm going up, down, and I'm making sure I catch all the corners. That's how I like to do it. But I think that's personally very pleasing, very interesting. I mean, I don't do it for a living. I just do it because I'm married to the man's daughter, you know. And once you become a son-in-law, you become like a what do you call it? You become another hand, another helping hand, basically. And I don't mind it, you know, because I think family is the most important thing, anyways. It's more important than money. It's more important than anything in this whole entire world. And I don't mind building a good relationship with my father-in-law and my mother-in-law and anybody that I know. I don't mind building a good relationship with them because it's going to pay back in dividends. Not that I'm looking to get a payout. I don't want a payout from them. You know, I'm not looking to cash in one of these days. But, you know, if you help somebody out, they're going to help you out, you know, because you don't know everything. Whew, you guys are taller than me. But one of these days, it's going to pay back. Helping people out, it's going to pay back. It always pays back. And it's not that we're trying to get paid or trying to make people owe us. But you know what? I'm just doing unto others as I would want them to do unto me. You know, if I needed help and my father-in-law had the ability or the expertise, I would want his help. And as for me, I don't have the expertise, but I do have an able and younger body. So that's my service, you know, is that I have a younger body. And a lot of times, that's just what it is. People just need somebody who can do it and is able, you know. It's not that you have to have knowledge because you can learn things on the way. Like whenever I was doing vinyl flooring at work, it was a nightmare because I sucked. I would cut the vinyl flooring. If you've ever done vinyl flooring, but it's like this big plank that is printed as a fake piece of wood, and it's thin, like that thin, and you lay it down like Tetris basically, and you want to make it all line up perfectly. And I would cut it, and it would just be ugly. And I spent an hour on a sliver like that tiny and that long, and I just spent forever and ever and ever on it. But I learned a little bit, you know, and I'm thankful for the experience. And that's really what I think I'm after in this life is more experience, you know, more experience. Because I spent most of my life playing video games, and now I have nothing to show for it, you know. I got nothing to show for my years of video gaming. And honestly, I don't even want to play video games anymore. Video games, they just led me down a road of bad decisions. Like I'd be up late at night, absolutely late at night, trying to level up, trying to be a better gamer. And then I would wake up in the morning after going to sleep, like at 2 o'clock in the morning. I would wake up and I'd be dead. And I'd wake up like at 8 o'clock, but I'd only get like maybe 4 good hours of sleep, you know, and I just waste my life away being grumpy all day because I was up late, you know, and it's a waste of my life. And I'm so thankful that I'm not stuck in that trap right now because video games are super fun. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're the most fun you can have in one spot, you know. Like it's never been that easy to have so much fun sitting down in a nice comfy chair. The only other thing that'd be more fun than that is like watching a movie with your loved ones. But like you can't have that much fun sitting down. But throw a video game in the mix and you're having a ton of fun. But yeah, I'm glad to be free from that. It just felt like a trap because like when I tried to quit, I just felt like I kept getting sucked back in, you know, and it just felt like never ending, never ending. And I'd be like, I really want to quit. I really want to quit. You know, my wife doesn't like it. I don't like it, but I really like it. But then I know it's not good for me. Well, it's a trap, and it's just like another addiction, you know. You see those crackheads on the street. They know it's wrong. They can't help themselves. They can help themselves, but they can't help themselves. But they don't have the power, but they want to. It's a brutal cycle. It really is. And gaming, if you can't stop it, it's definitely an addiction. Even if you can only stop it for a few days, if you can't stop it cold turkey for like a month or 2 months without having the withdrawals, then honestly you probably are addicted to video games. And I'll tell you, man, if you stop playing video games, you might meet the love of your life. I tell you, or you might actually meet the love of your life in video games. But the chances of you meeting the love of your life playing video games is very nil, unless maybe you're attracted to dudes. Maybe because most of the people that play games are dudes. I'm straight honest with you. You know, most of the people that play those games are dudes. And maybe if you're a woman, yeah, that's exactly. You know, maybe that's where you want to meet your guy. Probably not actually. You probably want to meet him in a gym where he's jacked and he's lifting heavy weights and he's looking good and lean. That's probably actually where you want to meet your man. You don't want to meet your man online, most likely. Because I'll tell you what, most guys that are playing video games probably are not doing too much in their lives. Not to say that none of them are, but I know there are some that are jacked and that are living a good life and they're just enjoying video games because that's their thing, you know. But I don't think I'd want to find my wife on a video game. Just me personally. Anyways, I haven't gotten very far. This is as far as I've gotten so far. And this is a really big house. But I'm trying. I'm trying to get this done. Make it inhabitable, you know. Make it worth living in. Add value to this house. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll inherit this house. I mean, I think it'd be cool. I don't want my father-in-law to die or anything. I love him and I love my mother-in-law. But that's the sad truth about life is that you might have to inherit things that you're working on. Like this house that I'm helping my in-laws fix up. The sad truth is either I inherit it or the default on it, whatever the case may be. But there's a chance I might have to inherit this house, you know? So maybe I do need to put some serious effort into it. Maybe I need to stop talking to you guys. If you guys would just stop distracting me, I would really appreciate it. Oh man. All right. But yeah, I really don't know. I wouldn't want to live here personally. It's just too much into town. I'm more of a country guy, you know. I like peace and quiet. I don't want people like 10 feet from me. You know, I don't want another car or another house next to me. I want to be able to go outside and use the bathroom willy-nilly, you know. That's just the way I am. I think there's something about using the bathroom outside that I can't help. It's just fun. I don't know. Maybe I like marking my territory, you know. But I think it's fun. Anyways, I think my father-in-law is back, so the talking may die down a little bit because I don't want to confuse him that if I'm talking to him or not. So, yeah. Anyways, he came back with some tools. Got some tools, so maybe I don't have to reach up so high. Maybe I'll use a stick to grab all my stuff or reach all the way up there. And I'm gonna have to change out my water because it's dirty now. But anywho, here he is. All right, you got the goods?
Huh?
Got the goods?
I do.
Yes, thank you, Papa.
I didn't think you needed anything longer.
No, I just need to be able to not have to move my chair every
I
two.
need to tell you a little story about that though.
All right, go ahead.
When I first became a Christian, I was working with a guy named Harold Cutt.
Harold Cup.
He got me into being a Christian
Oh,
when I
yeah?
was 25.
Really?
Allowed me to live with him and stuff.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay.
And anyway, he moved from Portland to Mill City, which is about a couple, 3 hours away.
Okay.
And he had this one little separate apartment that we were cleaning. And his theory is his job to make sure you died as soon as you could as a Christian. Died on the cross.
Oh yeah, that's creepy.
South.
Okay, yeah.
And
Okay.
so he did everything he could to encourage and help you get to your death.
Dude, that's weird.
Yeah. And so anyway, I'm rolling the ceiling.
Yeah.
I'm having to climb up down around painting the ceiling. It's a big area.
Yeah.
And I only had like that, the roller.
Yep.
And anyway, he goes uptown and he buys me a extension pole. And he shows me. He says, well, I bought an extension pole, but I want you to keep doing the ladder and getting up and down and doing it. And I blew up. I got mad.
Yeah.
And I pushed him. I got on top of him. I didn't hit him.
Yeah.
But I wanted to.
Yeah, I would probably punched him. That made me mad too.
And so then I hopped on my motorcycle and I rode off. There's other community churches in the neighborhood that I knew.
Yeah.
And so I ended up moving in with somebody else. But that was the end of our relationship.
I imagine so.
He apologized later and I forgave him and all that.
Yeah.
But we, anyway.
He sounded like a wackadoo though, personally.
Yeah.
Like
he just thought it was his job to play God.
That's creepy.
Yeah. But anyway, I just found out Tammy is on her foot.
Okay. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, it came up overnight.
Okay.
She didn't have that yesterday when she looked at her foot.
Really?
So we sure should have to get an amputation. But I'm gonna take her to ER.
Yeah, you just do what you gotta do, and I'll be here.
Okay.
I'll keep you updated, and you keep me updated.
Yeah, I'm just gonna drop her off, get her in the emergency room, and
Okay.
let them deal with it.
All right.
And she may be there all day.
Okay.
Yeah, we just don't know.
All right. Well, I'll be praying.
Anyway,
Sorry, buddy.
yeah. I'll be back as soon as I can. This is the first time I've ever left her to go. She's a big girl, she's coherent, she knows how to tell them, she don't want.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right. I'll see you.
And if you need to leave, just close the door, don't worry about locking.
All right. Copy. All right. Well, I was I tried to blur the last part. I didn't know it was gonna get serious. I was just gonna tell me a story. Anywho, so now I'm running solo because my mother-in-law needs to go to the hospital. So if you are a Christian, please pray for her. Her name's Tammy. That's just that's part of life. That right there is life right there. You're just like you're working, and then somebody you know or love has to go to the emergency room. And all you can do is just stop and think like, that's crazy. Anyways, I want to pray for her, and if you would just join me. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you for today. Thank you for the blessings that you give to me, Father. Father, right now I pray that you please be with Charles and Tammy. I just pray that you would please be with them both. I pray, Father, that you would please help us to be nothing serious. Pray that everything would be okay. Pray above all else, God, that your will would be done in this situation right now. God, thank you for everything, for Jesus and sending him to die on the cross for my sins. And I just pray your will be done right now and your peace be upon everyone right now. God, thank you for everything. I pray all these things in the name of Jesus. Amen. Sorry. But yeah, that's life. And I like to say life is not fair. And that's life for now not being fair. Yeah. And now she's got to go to the emergency room. I guess she got a big cut on her foot or something and might be infected. And yeah, I didn't want to add that last part in, but at this point, I don't think that it matters because I think everybody heard it. I just thought he was telling me a story about his walk as a Christian when he was younger. But he started throwing in like, "Hey, I got to go take her to emergency room and all that." But yep, that's what I'm talking. That's all I talk about is just real life things. I don't. Yeah. Anyways, I got to change the water out. The water's getting all dirty. Yeah, I'll be back. If you want to, if you think I'm gone, I'm sorry, but I got to go change out the water. Subscribe if you like this stuff, and I do this like every morning or every chance I get. I just enjoy talking to you people, and maybe just talking in general. But also, if you like it, go ahead and like it. But I got to change this dirty water out. I shall return. I'll be right back. You're probably gonna hear water sloshing and everything, but it's just me. Don't worry. Anywho, but yeah, that's just the reality of life. That sometimes it's so hard that you don't know what to do, and that's why I have Jesus in my life. He is literally the reason why I'm still going. He's the why. He is. He is the why in my life because sometimes life gets so hard and unbearable. Like right now, just getting bad news like that. Like, what do you do with bad news like that? A lot of times people, when they hear bad news like that, they just break down and they cry and they don't know what to do with life. And they're just like, sometimes they want to hurt themselves, or sometimes people just want to give up on life. Well, that's why there's Jesus in your life. That's why Jesus exists for salvation, that's why he exists at all, is for our sake, because he loved us. Anywho, yeah, I got to try to clean this house up, and I want to do it now. I especially want to do a really good job now, just because he's not going to be here, basically, and I want to get this thing done for him. I want to get this done for him. Because I have to wash all of these walls. I know some of you are coming in like, "Where's this dude at? I don't see anything. All I hear is a dude talking." Well, I'm getting water right now, so calm down. Ooh, somebody pulled up with a nice Dodge Challenger. Oof. Anywho, I'm back. All right, sorry. Thank you for holding on. I know that some of you are holding on, that other you have left, but that's okay because you know what? It's not the most entertaining thing, but it is what it is. It is life. Life is what we make it, and I'm about to make it awesome. About to do this really good job. Honestly, it's getting a little warm in here. I'll take this shirt off. It's such a beautiful house, but it's also situated in such a tight-knit neighborhood that I don't want to live here, honestly. I mean, it'd be a cool house to live in. I mean, honestly, if I'm completely honest, if I had to inherit this house, I would just sell it. I would fix it up and I would just sell it. That's just what I would do. That's exactly what I would do. All right, let's go. All right, I basically lost track. I don't even know where I am right now. All I know is I got this wall to do, and that's all I know. This wall right here. And I'm going to try to do my best job, especially with everything going on now. I'm just going to try to do the best I can and make it look good, make it smell good in here, and make sure he knows that he can trust me with the job. That is not a good sound. Anyways, he got this pole for me now. So now, look at this. I can do so much more. I can do everything. Whew. Now, look at this. I'm just killing it now. Oh, that's awesome. Look at this. I'm just putting this thing to sleep. Ain't no stopping me. I'm gonna clean this house. Is this kid friendly? Is it? I don't know. I mean, I think it is. Technically, I haven't said a bad word. I haven't done anything bad. If it isn't kid friendly, you should go ahead and let me know. Discussion wise, what am I talking about? I know you'd have to be a little more descriptive. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Oh, I believe it is. Oh, thank you. I believe it is kid friendly. The only problem is they always ask, and I'm not sure why. I think because I say it's not for kids, but also it's not restricted to age 18 and over. So I'm not exactly sure, but I'm sure they'll still ask. I'm not really sure, honestly, but hey, if you're maybe it's a good thing. Maybe if you're not old enough, maybe you shouldn't even be on YouTube. So how about you just get off of YouTube since you're not old enough, Cheyenne? Yeah, I think this discussion is PG. How about you stop trying to troll me and go away? I think it's PG. I mean, if it's not, I'm sure YouTube will tell me that I'm not being PG, but I mean, there are dudes who are saying some really bad things on here. They came on here and they said I was doing this and doing that, and they didn't even know me. So honestly, I don't know. The only thing that's not PG is the way you're talking to me right now. So you're gonna have to leave. If you don't leave, I'm gonna have to block you. How about that? Get out of here. Don't be a troublemaker. We don't like troublemakers around here. I'm trying to work here and you're distracting me. All right, I'm just messing around. You don't have to go anywhere. I'm messing. Anywho, yeah, just cleaning up. Just making this house look nice. Touching it up. Getting all the smelly stuff out of here. I hope it helps, but I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not really sure if it helps. But I really just want to do my best in hopes that it does help. It's really hard to beat a house that it's got a lot of smoke in it, a lot of cat and dog pee and that stuff. You just can't win that battle very easily. So I'll do my best. But if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. What can I say? You know? And I know there's other options, Lord. I think this is like the cheaper option. The cheaper option is no, it's actually doesn't smell that bad, honestly. It smells like this one time I was in Minnesota and that house smelled bad. And I had to help fix up that house. That house smelled bad. This house actually smells better. There's actually airflow. It's not stuffy. Yeah, there's definitely progress going on for sure. Because I walked in this house and it wasn't bad. And then I got the Fabuloso going on, so now it's smelling better. But anyways, there's definitely a lot of stuff going on here. Look at that! Look at that beautiful light right there. That costs $80. But I told my father-in-law that regardless, you're adding value to your house because that's a really pretty light fixture right there, and it's only going to add more value to your house. So it don't matter, you know. Anywho, you know what? It's time for coffee break. Grab coffee and break. All right. Anywho, coffee, and now it's coffee break. I mean, honestly, I haven't done enough to deserve a coffee break, if I'm honest. But it's not like I'm getting paid by the hour. I'm just offering my services, you know. Extra hands. I don't know, because there's actually a lot of stuff like hanging out. Like there's way too much stuff going around. Look at this. There's stuff everywhere. Like tools everywhere, spray bottles everywhere, gloves, knives, tools, brooms, dirty. I mean, there's just dirty things out here, you know? I mean, if you look at this right here, dirty. Just I know what they're gonna do. There's dirty stuff everywhere, and I know kids are gonna touch everything, you know, so maybe not. Anywho, yeah, it's just not the most ideal situation, honestly. Like if it was if somebody vacuumed and cleaned it up, it'd be more ideal. But since nobody did, then it's just not very ideal, you know. Man, I'm so glad it's cheat day. I'm so glad because right now I could go for like something sweet. I think the vacuum is definitely not needed right now, just because it's gonna keep getting dirtier. That will have to be a final touch because the floor is gonna have to get. Maybe it won't be a final touch. Thinking about now, just because we have to sweep and then we have to mop and then we have to vacuum again. So it might be more of a final touch, but as it stands right now, it's only going to be a step that it's not a bad step in the process of cleaning this house. It's just that it'll be an added step and then almost in vain. And then I don't want anybody to be discouraged if they do that kind of work, you know? Oh, man. But anyways, I am glad it is cheat day, but maybe later I can go get something sweet to drink, like lemonade. I like lemonades. Lemonades are good. I don't care if it's cold. I care if it's hot. I don't care if it's cold though, because I'll drink a lemonade when it's cold. I'll drink a lemonade when it's hot. Lemonades are good all the time. Whew. Anywho, I'm gonna keep trying to bust this out because I know it's got to get done. I got to make it look good. We gotta make it look good. I wish I could play music right now, but I feel like YouTube's gonna copyright me. But man, I need some music to jam on right now. I need some music to jam out to. Sorry, my singing is bad, I know. But hey, the Lord says make a joyful noise, all right? So don't be afraid to sing. Don't be afraid to sing. And especially if you're singing for the Lord, who cares if you don't have a good voice? Who cares if you don't think you sound good? Because all that matters is what the Lord thinks. He thinks, you know what? Thank you for singing. I appreciate it. And even though you were scared, thank you for believing in my word that it doesn't matter if you don't think you sound good, even if you know you don't sound good, even if other people have said you don't sound good. Who cares? Because you know what? Most people, they're wrong. They're wrong. Most people are wrong. Everybody that tells you something and they try to discourage you, who cares? Because guess what? That person, they're probably hurt. They're probably what's up? I don't think I can do any music just because I mean, I probably could, but the problem is the last time I did, it was on a radio station, and that's how I got copyrighted. I don't know. So I just have, unless I pull the car into the house, like right through the doors, you know, and then I jam out. Otherwise, I can't do it. I just can't do it. Anywho, it'll be okay. I'll work this out. I mean, I like talking to you guys anyway, so maybe that's what I need to do. I just need to keep on focusing and talking to you guys, because that's really what I enjoy doing too. You know, I enjoy talking to you guys and just saying the things that are on my mind. There's just nothing like it. And it's even more fun whenever I'm doing this and I have to do work, but I get to talk to people that I want to talk to. Like when I'm at work, if I'm stuck with like some of the old dudes, they're grumpy, man. They're really grumpy. And they're hard to talk to, you know. And I try to be kind and quiet and not rude and disrespectful. But man, they are so rude and grumpy, and it's just like, how do you even, like, the best thing I think I can muster up is peace and quiet, you know, without being disrespectful. That's like the best I think I can do, you know. So I will stick to this, being respectful and not being rude to them, even though it's hard talking. But when I work with people that I like, that I can talk to, oh man, I have the best days ever. I can talk to them about anything. I can work hard and they're working hard. And they're not goofing off and they're not trying to squander, or they're not trying to basically pawn the work off on me, you know? I hate when people try to pawn the work off on me. You know, I really don't like it. It's not fair. It's not just. Even if the guy's been there for like 20 years, I don't care. Like if you've been there for 20 years, you have zero excuse. Don't pawn the work off of the new guy. Know what I mean? Anywho, I really hope I'm making a difference by washing those walls off. I really do, because if you see the ceiling also probably absorbed the smoke. It really probably honestly did. And if it absorbed the smoke, then you got to scrape it off. You got to scrape off the popcorn, you know? And if you don't scrape it off, you're just going to keep smelling smoke, and it's just not going to be, it's going to be all in vain, basically, you know? Anywho, get this all cleaned off. That's my hope, is that I can get this cleaned up. I really do hope so. Because if I can't, and then it's going to be really unbearable to come visit. And I don't want it to be that way. I want to be able to bring kids over. I want to bring anybody. I want anybody to be able to be over here, you know? So, all right, we'll stick to over here. We won't go into the kitchen. We will just stick to this area right here. Okay, right here. There we go. Pow. Okay, here we are. We are making our way. We're making our way. We're trying to clean this dirty house up. I wish I could scrub this house, but I would just tear this paint off. It would just come off, and then it'd be like a big job, you know? I don't really want to make this job any harder than it already is, because it's already a big task on its own, just dealing with the smoke. But ideally, if you can get the smoke out, this house is going to be a million times better. If you can get the smoke smell gone, oh man, this house would be way more inhabitable, you know? And I wish my father-in-law would have asked me, like, hey, can you come and check this house out with me? And I'd be like, hey, this house smells like smoke, like really bad. You might want to reconsider. But, you know, at this point, you just got to go with it, you know? Because the deal is done. The contracts are signed. Keys are handed over. Money's transferred. And that's just the thing about life. When things happen, you just got to accept it and find out how to move forward. And that's just the reality of life. Life sucks. Life isn't fair. You got to figure out, how do I move forward? And honestly, a lot of times, we know how we should move forward. We know exactly how to move forward. We just don't like how it has to happen and what has to happen, you know? So I like, this is a Dave Ramsey guy. His name, he's a personality on there, but what's his name? He's the psychiatrist guy. I don't know if you ever watched him, but he basically helps people who are dealing with certain special situations, like if their marriage is falling apart or there's a really bad situation that they don't know how to handle. They often call him, I forget his name, John Deloney. John Deloney. He, whenever people come to him with hard situations, they're not sure how to proceed, he tells them, do the next right thing. And that's just the truth. Do the next right thing. Even if you don't like it, do the next right thing. And that might mean telling the truth. That might mean asking for forgiveness. That might mean saying you're sorry. You know, whatever the next right thing is, and you know what it is, because we all have this moral compass inside of our heads. You know what the next right thing is. Everybody does. So whatever that next right thing is, do it. You know what I mean? Do it and keep doing the next right things, you know? Because like, let's say you're like, oh man, I'm so overweight and I'm struggling and I think I'm on the verge of dying because I'm so overweight. Do the next right thing. I mean, yeah, if you call somebody for help, like, hey, what I do, that is one of the next right things. But also start working out, start eating right, start being conscious about what you eat. You know, like there's lots of things that you could do, but doing the next right thing is the best thing you can do. That's just my opinion. If you want to continue moving forward, because a lot of things you do can move you, but it doesn't necessarily move you forward. Ooh, and that's what I've done in my life, at least. I have basically, I realized I was actually really fat and overweight. Although I was like, I always thought to myself, like, oh yeah, I look good, I look lean, only because I don't gain fat in my arms or in my chest area. You know, I didn't have man boobs, but I did have a big waist. And it took a little bit of being honest with myself, saying, yeah, I do actually. The truth is, I look overweight, you know. And then I decided to eat right. I decided to work out consistently to a point where now I have no choice. Like my body and my brain is like, you don't wake up and you work out, you're in trouble. Basically, that's just the way it's become now. I guess it's a habit, but I don't think it's a habit because I don't think I've done it in a way where I was like, all right, time to go work out. Like I don't think I've gotten to that point in my life where it's a habit yet, personally. So I think for me, for anybody to say that it's a habit, I wouldn't say that it's a habit yet. And I guess you would have to look at the term habit, like what a habit might even be. Doing something, it's almost like doing something unintentionally without control, basically, you know, because that's what habits are. You do it over and over and over, and you don't really have the control over it. It's just like almost like a knee jerk reaction. Is what it seems like. All right. Well, whatever this is, I know that it's got smoke and I don't know. I didn't smell it that much because I just was afraid. But I'm gonna avoid that. I'm gonna try to put it back, and I'm gonna not touch it. That's what I'm gonna do. Sorry, I heard somebody out there. Oh man, I got my thing dirty too. Rats. Anyways, I'm gonna put this back real quick. You know, I'm not gonna put it back. I'm not putting it back. I'm gonna keep going because I don't have time to stop. But anyways, hey, if you like what you're hearing, or maybe you don't like what you're hearing, but you think it's interesting, you should go ahead and subscribe because I do this a lot. I've been doing it a lot actually. I've been enjoying talking to people, talking to you, just saying what's on my mind. Because a lot of times I think we need to say what's on our minds. Otherwise, we're gonna go crazy. I've been holding off a lot. I've been holding on to a lot of things I've been thinking about, and I haven't said it. I haven't spoken it, and I've just been storing it for many, many years now. And you know what? I think it's time to speak out. And I know what I have to say isn't perfect. It's not politically correct, but I don't think it matters. Anywho, but yeah, if you like what you're hearing or you want to keep up with it, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and like. Shoot a comment at me. Why not? Say what's on your mind. I don't care what anybody says, as long as you're respectful. You know, I don't really care. I just prefer that everybody be respectful because I think it's important to be respectful. I mean, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anybody, but I guess if I am, I'm sorry. I just not really trying to be disrespectful, but some things I say can be offensive. Like when I talk about God, man, people drop off like flies. You would have thought I was talking about. You would have thought I was saying something about Hitler, about he was my BFF or something, you know. But anyways, yeah, I'll talk about whatever I want to talk about, and if you like it, go ahead and subscribe because I won't stop saying it. It's just what I want to do, what I want to say, and it's fun. I think it's fun. And if you ever feel like you're in this situation in your life where you're just like, man, I got all this built up things in my brain, if I was you, I would do the same thing I'm doing. I just put a live stream on and just talk about it. And you got to be okay with people not liking you. Because the truth is, I've got a problem with people not liking me. Like when I grew up, when I was growing up, people would call me Chinese all the time. People would call me Chinese all the time, and it ticked me off because I lived in the ghetto. All the black people call me Chinese. I'm like, I'm not Chinese. And it was always the most offensive thing ever. But I was also a really soft little boy too, and I don't blame myself. But you know what? It's just It's who I was when I was young, and I was always very racially aware. Like, oh, you say Chinese? Are you talking about me? And no, people weren't talking about me. Not anymore. But part of me still has like triggers about people talking about Chinese. But I know people aren't talking about me. And even if they are, guess what? I don't really care. Because the truth is, what they say don't matter. You know what I mean? Like what I say probably doesn't matter either. But I'm gonna say it anyways because I can. And you know what? Nobody has to be here to listen to it. Nobody has to. It's just I don't know what I honestly don't know why people are here. I'm just speaking my mind. I really do. I really do enjoy this. Like working and talking. There's just nothing like it. Working and moving through the house and getting things done and then just talking to people. There's nothing like it. I really enjoy this. This is good. Because I feel like I'm really accomplishing something. Because my father-in-law had to take my mother-in-law recently, like literally like 20 minutes ago, probably he came in here. Some of you may have overheard it, but he was like, "Hey, I gotta take her to the ER," and it was me and him. We were fixing up this house, not more than 20 minutes ago, and now he's got to take her to the ER, and it's such an interesting thing that life is. Because I really thought it was just gonna be me and him, and we were gonna bust out this cleaning job, and oh man, I just, but that's just life. That's why I just say life is not fair, and you just gotta roll with it. Gotta roll the punches. If you don't roll with them, then you're gonna get rolled. Hey, I'll be right back. I got a squeegee. I add some more. I gotta clean it off. Is what I gotta do. And I don't know how long this live stream will last, just because I didn't bring a charger. But if you're watching, love, could you bring a charger? I would appreciate it. The long one, if you would. The really long one, okay? All right. But if you're not, it's not a big deal because this live stream could end and it'd still be okay. It's not the end of the world. Because I really do like live streaming and talking to people. I wish more of you guys would like text or write on here. But I understand some of you guys don't really care to type and you just prefer to watch. That's understandable. But I do prefer to interact with you guys and get opinions, even if it's differing from mine. Even if I'm wrong, I think it'd be interesting to talk to you guys, to get different opinions, and maybe understand people's different perspectives of life. Be interesting. But anyways, if you're just joining me, I am cleaning this house today. I am trying to get the smoke smell out of this house so that it is inhabitable, because it is, whenever it started, it was not inhabitable. But at this point, I think it's becoming a much more inhabitable house. I mean, if you can't see it, I'm gonna try to. Hello, thank you for saying something. I appreciate you saying something because I just want to have a conversation. Thank you, Anthony, for saying something. I appreciate it. But anyways, if you can see this house is so smoked up. It's yellow. That little switch there is yellow. I mean, that's probably just from those smokers' hands, like touching it, like turning the switch on, turning the switch off. That's just where that's from, probably. And it's a brutal life, whenever people smoke. I mean, I used to smoke. I only did it because it was a cool thing to do, socially. Social smoking is a thing, except it's bad for you. It's really, really bad for you, because I didn't really smoke. I really didn't. I just did it to look cool, and I never got addicted. But I imagine that if I had kept going, I would have been addicted to smoking. But I will say there are some interesting things about smoking, especially with what I smoked. I smoked a menthol wides, and you know what? I don't care. Some of these guys, they smoke some really hard things like Reds. I've already said that Reds is really hard. It's really hard on the lungs, and it's I don't know what it is. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I really appreciate you. God bless you, Anthony. I'm really trying to do a good job. And even if you're not serious, I don't care. But I just appreciate anybody talking to me. But just thank you. Thank you for talking with me. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to myself. But I do enjoy having conversation. I really do. But the thing about conversation is I feel like I'm the type of dude to have like deep conversations. I feel like that's the kind of guy I am, and I feel like a lot of people aren't really down with like deep conversations. I feel like people want to talk about like do small talk. I hate small talk. I feel like small talk is fake talk. Is it just me? I feel like I don't do small talk with people at all. You know, like everybody whenever we're driving to a job in the truck, people will talk about like, oh, how's your day been, or how's your week, and I only do it in reciprocation because I don't want to be rude or disrespectful. You know, but generally I don't really care to do small talk. It's just a weird thing to do. You know, it really is just a weird thing to do. And if somebody has an understanding of small talk or the reasons why, I'd be I'd be curious why people do small talk. Because if you're not talking about things that matter and you're just talking to talk, I just don't get it. You know what I mean? And I guess right now I'm talking to talk, but I'm also talking like I'm talking to a close friend, or I'm talking to somebody that I know or like. So that's why I'm talking the way I'm talking. So I don't mean to be hypocritical or anything. I just feel like I'm talking to somebody that I know, that I'm close to. That's just me though. But yeah, gotta clean this off, and I want to get a lot done. I really do. I want to make it look good. I want to try to get rid of the smell to help my father-in-law, especially after today and him telling me that he's got to take my mother-in-law to the ER today. You know, it's a lot. So here we are in another room. Oof. I mean, the rooms are so disgusting right now. Like the floor is sticky, and I don't know why it's sticky. You know, but it's sticky. The floor is sticky, and I don't know if it's from pee or smoke or some sort of slime they put on the ground. But it's just not a good feeling on the shoe. You just when you walk, your feet just ever so slightly is stuck to the floor, and you just feel like you've got some sort of weird traction, like some sort of grime on your foot. You know, and I don't get it, but hopefully we can clean that up soon, and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, we got light in here. All right. Oh, turn off light. Anyways, if you are just joining me right now, I am cleaning this house. I'm cleaning it up for my father and my mother-in-law. They just bought this new house, and I'm their son-in-law, and I think that's what son-in-laws are supposed to do. Oh, interesting. You have to get deeply into the purpose of making addictive substances available. If your life sucks, you start grasping at peanuts. Maybe your life doesn't suck because you believe in your work. Man, I hate practical English. Thank you for commenting. But honestly, I feel like I have to think on that so much. Like I have to give that some serious time because my brain doesn't work as fast as other people's brains, and I feel so dumb when smart people talk. Okay, so let me think. You have to get deeply into the purpose of making addictive substances available. If your life sucks, you start grasping at peanuts. Maybe your life doesn't suck because you believe in your work. You know, and I think what's also hard for me to understand is because you're not right here in front of me and you're not saying it, so I'm not catching your tone, or maybe if there's commas, maybe there's no commas, or having a job where you're coming is really what it's about. I think if he's working or for someone else, he's definitely addicted to smoking. Independence, it's the only way. What are we doing, brother? Hey, so I'm sorry, this is just really quick because I said it already. I'm cleaning my mother and father-in-law's new house because they bought a house in which they didn't realize because the smell is not there. They don't have good smell anymore. They bought a house that was smoked up a little bit, like they had dog and cat pee all over the floor, and they just thought that the smell was that, but it's actually deeper. It's smoke. So it's a lot of work. I gotta clean all the walls, every room of the house. I've got to clean it. Anyways, yeah, that's what I'm doing today. And my father-in-law was here, but he literally just left like maybe 25 or 30 minutes ago because my mother-in-law just needed to go to the emergency room. So now I'm doing it solo. But I'm not solo because I'm so grateful to have you guys here, to have conversations, to talk. And oh man, I tell you, there's nothing like working with people that you like. You know what I mean? Like when you like somebody and you work with them, you have the best day ever. And I don't know, I'm just enjoying this. And I don't know how to put that in words. You know, how do you put this, what I feel, into words? Like I'm genuinely enjoying what I'm doing right now. Like, even though it's not like good work, know your fast as you need to be. The point is, you're doing a job with your own eyes and not because someone else. That's what happens. If I'm honest, I don't know what the way to happiness is. All I know is I enjoy the work that I'm doing, and I'm not sure why. It's not even technical work where they're like somebody's gonna come by and look at like, hey, you missed that spot. Like I'm literally, it's water and in a solvent that's supposed to clean. So it's really not a technical kind of work. I'm just making sure I touch all the surfaces that could potentially catch smoke, you know? And that's what I'm doing. And it's not really even serious work. This is the longest and most laborious and tedious part, but it's got to be done. And I guess that's what son-in-laws are here for. Direct physical labor. You can see the results. I spent my life as a builder. I'm also a writer and the teacher. Direct action instead of head games. I think we're on the same page here. I hope so, because I think you're smarter than me, dude. I really think you are, because I'm like, that's just me right now. I'm sorry. You're like, I'm really sorry that I'm not catching on to what you're saying. And it's just me being honest that I don't always like understand what people say. So I'm sorry if I sound dumb. I'm really sorry. Who's pulling up? Oh, hey, Papa. You good?
Yeah, I dropped her off.
Okay, I thought you were gonna be with her as all. Sorry.
Oh, no.
Okay, I was like, who's showing up to this house? They're about to find out. Okay, sorry. I was like, I heard some things every so often, but then the door opened, so I was like, somebody's about to find out. Okay, cool. All right.
That's your speaker.
Yes. So hey, Papa, just so you know, I'm on live stream. So there's a camera over there pointed at me, and it's just pointed at me, and I'm talking to this mic. So if you hear me talking, it's just me. And if I need you, I'm just, hey, Papa, okay? Okay. So if you hear the crazy dude talking over there, that's just me. All right. What?
How's it going?
Oh, I'm just talking to people. I don't know. There's some people on there online.
No.
Oh. Okay, so I made it to in here. I made it through here, this whole hallway, and now I went into here. And right now I'm just doing this wall, and I'm about to go full circle, and then I'll go to that room, and then I'll go into that room. What about this one? Oh, Snapola, Papa, you done good. Did you do it, or did someone else do it?
No, the contractor.
Oh, really? And this is gonna be your room? Huh? Is this gonna be your room? Or
no,
okay.
No, because it's too small.
Okay, cool.
That one's bigger, but she's gonna use it for her art room.
Hey.
Coming in the bathroom.
All you have to do is widen this one, right?
No, she can barely get through.
Oh, what if you just take out the?
Yeah, I know. We talked about it, but she wants privacy. Of course, this is where Lacy's gonna sleep.
Okay.
And Jared gonna come on Thanksgiving.
I mean, technically, Papa, you could, if you wanted to, you could cut this flush, and you could just put a sliding door would still be hard. Never mind. I'm not that smart.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Even if you take the door out, that'll give her a little more room.
Yeah.
Because,
yeah, for sure.
It's right here.
But if you could just put something here to cover this and take this out, you just run through. But if you could just latch it somehow, the kids could never go in there, you know. Right. But it'd still be private enough, and Lakeland could still have a room to themselves now.
You putting a barn door on it.
Something. I think, yeah, you could totally put a barn door on. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just take this out and have it a nice, smooth, rolling barn door, and just open, close, and then you could latch on the inside.
Yeah.
I think you could do it, Papa. I think you could. I think it's doable.
Yeah.
Because it's tight, and you're gonna keep tearing up the trim, otherwise.
Yeah. Well, she has a little more room if she takes her bags out.
Yeah. Yeah, but she's always got her bags, so you know. That's the only problem with that.
But yeah, she'll come out of here, go in there.
Yeah.
Go to the bathroom, whatever.
Well, I mean, at least she can use the bathroom, you know. So.
Have open door policy.
Yeah, that's true too. So there's that one, and is that that's another bathroom too. Okay, perfect. I was wondering, I forgot, I haven't been here enough to realize that this is the other bathroom.
Yeah, this one was 24 inches too,
Okay,
but they opened it to 32. So
nice. That's perfect.
it's big enough.
That's awesome.
He's talking about they may need to just tear this out, put a little, like a bathroom, put a little pedestal, sink, and put the toilet over here.
Okay.
So she has more room to get in here.
That's a lot of plumbing though, because if you got to cut the whole floor out, move the plumbing all the way over here. I mean, if you do it yourself, it's not as expensive, but you hire a plumber and you say you got to move all the way over here. It's just the labor. The labor is where it hurts. You know, it's not the parts. It's always the labor.
And he said this thing weighs a ton, so it's probably a good 400 or 500 pounds.
No, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's not a joke. Are you sure?
Yeah.
No. Oh, that is cast iron. Okay, I thought it sounded plastic like, but it's cast iron. Yeah.
Yeah. It's solid metal, buddy.
Yeah, no, that ain't no joke. But it ain't bad. I mean, it's pretty good for what it is.
The problem is we just don't have a lot of money right now.
Yeah, that's a hard part.
And so we got to kind of go with it as we go.
Understandable. Well, let's.
You know where the bathrooms are.
Yep, let's do what we can.
And anytime you want them to drink, grab it, bro.
Copy. We'll do. Oh, Belarus? Be a piece of land? Dude, Belarus, that's crazy. No, I'm older than you're young. You were. Oh, that's sorry, guys. My father-in-law came back and he dropped off my mother-in-law at the emergency room, and here we are now. We're just back to the job. Sorry, I actually don't even remember where I was. So we'll just start here and make our way back. Anyways, you know, I think it's pretty interesting and really cool whenever guys from like Belarus come through and they comment, because it's just, to me, I've never been outside of the U.S. And honestly, I don't prefer to be outside of my state. That's just me. But I think it's really amazing when other people from different countries come and talk, because I know everybody's got a different perspective. Even though I may not agree with them and they may not agree with me, I still think it's absolutely interesting and amazing to see other people and talk to other people. And if I'm honest, I would go see the world, except I'd even go outside of my state, except I got to figure out the best way to say this. The only problem is I don't really care to go outside of into states that are dangerous, in the sense that the crime rates are high and you're not allowed to carry your own firearm. Like, that's just me. As much as maybe other people don't agree with that, I prefer to be able to carry my firearm into any state. And I know that maybe some people don't agree with like the idea of firearms, but I mean, how do you hunt? How do you protect yourself or your family? You know, you can't wrestle everybody. You can't punch everybody. So I think having a firearm is important. And that's just me. And I know not everybody's going to agree with that. And somebody might get offended, like, oh, he's a crazy American and he likes firearms. And the truth is, I do like firearms. They're really cool, you know. But that doesn't make me crazy just because I like firearms. It's okay to like firearms and not be a crazy person. But it feels like if you like firearms, everybody thinks you're a wackadoo now. But you know, firearms, I use it for practical purposes, you know, for protecting myself and my family. So, firearms are cool. They are. I mean, there's so many different kinds, so many different calibers, so many different ways to use them. I mean, rappers do, because I've seen it on BBC too. I think you're right, HP Owen. I'll be right back, and I'll keep talking. But I think you're completely right about the fact that guns don't kill people, because guns don't go off on their own. People do that kind of stuff, you know? People hurt people. And that's the softest way to put it, is people hurt people, you know? It's not the gun's fault. People wield the guns, just like people used to wield the sword back in the day. People wield guns and they hurt people with them. And that is the honest truth. Sorry, I started to bring the bucket over here and squeegee it over here. Yes, you're right though, and I don't think they're lying on BBC. People hurt people, and they use weapons in the process. Just don't blame the gun, because the gun is just like if I beat somebody with this squeegee right now, and they happen to be hurt really bad, how dare the squeegee? Sorry. Lock up the squeegee, you know? So lock it up, you know? And it's just like, it would be my fault if I hurt somebody. It's not anybody else's fault, you know? And that's just some weird logic right there. That's really weird logic. So yeah, I'm not down with the weird logic. I'm all about, for the most part, common sense, because, you know, common sense isn't so common. And I don't always have the most common sense. Sometimes I'll say and do things that don't make sense. And it takes a little time for me to understand things too. So, but I do agree with that people hurt people. People choose to do bad things. All right. Anywho, but that was a really good point that you made there. I appreciate that. I appreciate when people put smart things on here. Smart things that everybody can benefit with, you know? Oh man, this job is becoming quite the task, because I've only gotten into one room so far. One room. I really got to step it up. All right, time to speed up, guys. Sorry if the sound starts to distort. I'm really sorry, but now I've got to speed up, because I know I'm not doing enough fast enough. I'm not trying to do a bad job. I just know I can go faster. Is all. I'm over here being very leisurely, but let's do a good job. Let's do a fast job. Okay. And you know, the Bible, it talks about working as though you're working for the Lord. And that's the truth. If you work for the Lord, you're going to do your best. You're going to give it your all, even if it's not ideal, even if it sucks. Because I've been in those situations at work where people treat you bad, like real bad, and you're just like, man, I just want to quit. I want to be a lazy worker today and treat everybody like bad. But I tell you, when you change your perspective and you say, you know what? Actually, I work for God, so I better stop thinking about me and better start thinking about God. Like, if God was here, would I do a bad job? No, I'd probably suck it up and do the right job and do it good, you know? So a lot of times it's important not to think, oh man, my boss is treating me bad. And I know it's easier said than done. And I'm sorry that I sound preachy, but that's just true. If you change perspective, everything changes. And especially if you attribute your work to God, then your perspective changes and you start to work differently. You work better, you work harder, and it's not about you, but it's about someone else. Because every time somebody does me wrong at work, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stop working hard. I'm gonna show you. But the truth is, I'm only hurting myself. I'm really only hurting myself. I'm hurting myself when I do that. And I give God a bad name. I really do. Like, oh, I thought he was a Christian. Why is he working so lazy? Well, I'm sorry, brother, but I'm a human person too, and you're starting to annoy me. And yeah, I hurt myself. And I've done this too in my previous jobs where I've just been offended. I'm like, you know what? Today I don't care. You can do whatever you want. But as for me, I'm going to do whatever I want to. I'm going to be lazy, and I'm not going to be a good worker, and I'm going to make the workplace suffer because I'm lazy. And I hate that. I hate that I did that, because you know what? I gave God a bad name. I did. I really did. I made God look like he's lazy. Because if I'm lazy, what do people think about God then, you know? And I hate that I did that. I really do. I wish I had sucked it up and put my ego aside, and I wish I had done a better job. So here I am, trying to do a good job. Uh-oh, the kids are here. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to end the live stream. I don't want to put my kids on here. So, hey, God bless you guys and have a good day. Peace out. Thank you. Bye.